Hey guys, it's me, Solomon, and well, there's been a lot of moving around because our house had water damage, so we had to move out to Coburg, and I haven't had much fishing opportunities, but today I'm going to review the rod I used when I went on my trip to Mexico. So I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so the fishing rod I'm going to be reviewing is called the Offshore Angler's Breakwater. It is a medium action, moderate fast rod, and I use this in Mexico. I think the biggest fish I caught was like a big barracuda, but I did catch a couple of cabrilla and flounder with it even. So it's done me really well. It's a little bit too big for my room, but it has a big, long butt for the handle, so you can actually put it between your legs if you're fighting a really big fish. And then it has a nice big handle on the top here, so it has really strong leverage for big casting. The reel I used on this was, of course I had to buy a separate reel because I'm fishing for saltwater, but it was the Fierce IV 4 Superline Pen. So this was recommended to me from Cabela's, and I love Cabela's, but that's where I got my reel. And I mean, I love everything about the rod, but we're going to go into that now. Okay, the first major thing I'm going to go through in this video is the eyelets in this rod. I'm so impressed, and I was so glad to have these because if you can see in the first eyelet here, there's support on the top, which is really nice when fighting fish because I'm used to fighting trout because I'm from Oregon, or bass, but you can really feel the tension and the hit from the fish, so that was really nice. Second thing I really liked was the big first eye. It's like, this is it compared to my hand, and my hand's not very big, but I mean, that's it compared to my hand, which gives it a lot when you're casting really heavy line. Let's say I was using 50-pound braid with mono on the end, and I'm casting relatively heavy lures like Rapala or Rattle Trap, and I was casting these really far, but it really prevented tangles, definitely, in the top right here. But it really helped the lure get out there so it doesn't kind of have a tighter and kind of slows it down with the tension of the line. And I feel like if you guys have fished with bigger eyelet rods, you know that because that really limits what you're doing. But that's the first thing I'm talking about. The next thing I'm going to be talking about in this rod, I can throw away the top half, is the handle. So it has this is not rubber, which is kind of sad because I love rubber, but it's like a hard plastic. Let's see, finger picks, but it's a hard plastic, and it has a nice rubber, almost latex grip. This is really long. I'm 5'4", and this is compared to me. So that's really nice because, like I said earlier in the introduction, you can really put it in between your legs if you're fighting a really big fish. And then this is where the reel would go, and I'll attach it later and show you guys that. But this is the front handle, so you'd be gripping right here, or if you're doing a big swinging cast, if you guys know, you'd push the butt down right there and cast really far. So that's really nice, and I love that. That's pretty much all I have to say about the grips. Third thing I'm going to talk about in this video is the compactability of the rod. So this was really important because when we traveled down to Mexico in our vans, there was not much room, as you would expect. I have 3 more siblings, and then mom and my dad. So the compactability really affected this. I don't know if this will affect you guys if you're trying to buy a rod, but this one, the Offshore Angler's Breakwater, was definitely helping with the compactability. So from my toe to my head, I'm about 5'4". It goes up to my forehead. And I put it in this small PVC pipe. Small, it's big, but it's a PVC pipe with a handle, and that's how I carried my rod. But that was really nice because all the other rods at the store would be super long and they would not compact. And this is like my regular trout fishing rod. So I mean, that's great. Now, if you wanted to talk about downsides of this rod, to be totally honest, I feel like there's no downsides. It was a great rod overall. Had great handles, like I've been saying, great grips, great eyelids. I never even bothered reeling in a fish. So I mean, it really depends on the reel you're using. I bought a nice reel, but if you're gonna get a cheap one, like Walmart, or even a cheap one at Cabela's, that could definitely give you trouble. Also depends on the line you use, but overall, the Offshore Angler's Breakwater was definitely my favorite saltwater rod I've ever used. Packed. Like this thing is, I don't remember how tall it is. Okay, restart it.
11.
The third thing I'm going to talk about is the